You're looking down from the Dunlop Helicam at 24,000 spectators and a perfectly groomed Red Bud motocross track. This is the 6th round of the AMA Chevy Trucks U.S. National Motocross Championships. And this afternoon, we will see if Ricky Carmichael can keep his unbeaten streak alive.
Hi, I'm Davey Coombs, and joining me is former Honda factory rider, multi-time champion David Bailey. David, this 250 National Championship Series so far, Ricky's world, isn't it?
It is, and you know, it's not a big surprise, really. I mean, when you look at the way Ricky wins races, it's not so much the amount of races that he's won or the titles and the records. It's just the fact that he expects to dominate. And the other guys have seen that, and I think they have a little fear now, and they just consider it a good day if they can keep him in sight.
Well, to illustrate that point, Carmichael, of course, has won all 10 motos coming into this round, 5 overalls, but he's also led 144 out of a total of 154 laps.
Well, it's just classic Carmichael. He expects to win everything. He wants to win practice. He wants to win the Saturday practice. He wants to win the rent-a-car race on the way to the track.
It's Ricky's world.
In his 6 years as a professional motocross rider, Ricky Carmichael is working on his 6th straight AMA National Motocross Championship. But if you ask Carmichael, it's not about the amount of championships, it's not about the amount of moto wins, it's about the amount of wins, period.
I just go out there and do the best I can, and whatever I've won and beaten, that's what I've beaten. And I think that the only record I would ever shoot for is to try to have the most wins of anybody, not just, you know, more in Supercross and more in outdoor, more combined.
Well, that combined number is down to 16. Carmichael with 73 career wins, Jeremy McGrath with 89. But today he's going to have to deal with some guys coming back like Stefan Roncada of the Kawasaki team and Yamaha's David Villeman.
Roncada, of course, injured, was sick. Villeman also was injured, and these guys are not up to speed, but Roncada looks like he had that fire in his eyes.
And Nathan Ramsey, Ricky's Honda teammate, is also back. Of course, he separated his shoulder practicing at the opening round at Glen Helen. Now, looking at the 250cc point standings, Ricky Carmichael, a perfect score of 250. You have to go all the way back 54 points to get to second place in the standings, and that's Yamaha's Tim Ferry. Before we get to the racing, let's have Cameron Steele show us around this Red Bud track with our Suzuki Fast Lap.
Well, boys and girls, it's that time of the Nationals where you can win your own Sobe Suzuki motorcycle. Enter to win at any event. You can take it home at Steel City. I'm going to ride it a little bit first and beat it up for you, of course. Right now, we're going out to Red Bud. It's a dirt starting gate. Only the second one of the year. Should be pretty interesting. Guys can be more aggressive. Let's take a look at the map. You're going to head down the starting straight. It is really loamy and really soft. You're going to stay on the pipe a long time, get into a couple switchback corners, and then you're going to go off the first big downhill ski jump. This place is littered with jumps. Let's go on board. Pick it up back here on a sweeper. You can see there's a lot of little ruts. You get on the gas, try to hold it all the way around. The real pros, they're always on the gas. Braking bumps coming down to a 180 turn. Nice little inside line. This is going to take you into the little jump section. I'm going wide. Lots of guys hit the triple here. I'm going to double. Get back on it. Another 180. You can see it's pretty loamy on the outside. Double section. One. Hit the deck. Yeah. Got a floater. Get back in this section now. A little bit of trees, a little bit of up and downhill. Look how deep these ruts can get on this inside. Get out of the rut. Someone might check you. Down the long backstretch. You want to get on the gas. Stay wide if you can to apex it, kind of on the inside line. Big bank, you can see the dust too. The track has a lot of different sections, a lot of different things. These ruts, pretty deep and real loamy. You can see the roost in front of me. Head into one of the bigger jumps on the track, over the hill. That's going to take us out into the back section. Now you're down in the back section. We'll call this area the pit. You got a left-hand turn, right-hand turn into the sandwhoop. They're going to get rough, little cliff up and down, and that's going to take you into a left-hand sweeper in one of the most famous jumps in all of motocross, the Rocco's Leap. I'm going to take you off it with Scott Metz. I'm not going to jump it, but check his air time. Yeah, air time. Then you're going to go into a couple more turns, couple more tabletops, and then you're going to head into the finish line, throw it up, and David Bailey, that's your Suzuki Fast Lap.
Thanks, Cameron. Good job. Good job getting over those couple of double jumps, and a nice shot of Larocco's Leap. You can see a lot of rocks starting to come up, Davey, and that's going to hurt with all these four strokes rolling around out there.
This is the view of Red Bud Track and Trail from the Dunlop Helicam, and now down a little closer as you look at our Suzuki starting lineup. Carmichael, of course, atop the leaderboard, and a little further down you see Kyle Lewis, number 23 on the Moto XXX Honda. They had to hold the start up for a little while Lewis went back to have a quick pit stop, having a problem with his front brakes. But now Lewis is back on the start. The cart is sideways, and we are getting ready to begin another round of the AMA Chevy Trucks National, and here they come. Right up the middle, once again, John Dowd on the big Cernix Racing KTM out front, but here comes Ricky Carmichael.
Amazing to me that Carmichael is one of the only guys able to get up in there and race with these 4 strokes off the line. Part of the reason for that is because he's so light and he's got that start technique figured out.
And that's Guy Cooper at third. He's 40 years old. He's riding the 540 KTM, and Cooper out there doing it for all the vet class riders. There you see Lewis. He is in 4th after almost missing that start. Back in 5th is Tim Ferry, ranked 2nd in the points coming into this 6th national of the season.
Ricky, the only 250 in the top 5 right now. I have a feeling that Dowd is about ready to get bit by the kid that cannot be stopped this year.
Coming back into the centerpiece of the track, Dowd, Carmichael on the outside. Carmichael goes high. And there he goes, right around the outside, and Ricky Carmichael is out in front. David, not a big surprise.
Oh, he makes that look easy, but let me tell you, he went into that corner hard, harder than most. If most people went into that corner that hard, they would think they were going to overshoot it. He laid it over, was back on the power. There wasn't that much room to get back on the racetrack, pretty close to the hay bales, but he still makes that pass stick, already got a gap, and Dowd's thinking, okay, well, let me just try and hang on to the second, get the lead. No way I'm keeping up with that guy. That's what he does to everyone.
Carmichael immediately on the attack, and right now you got to be wondering, where's LaRocco, where's Villeman, where's Roncada? Ricky out front and already pulling away. And there you see Cooper in 3rd, Ferry coming on down on the inside, and there is Lusk, Ezra Lusk up into 5th, and now we have two strokes in the top 5.
Well, the only guys that can really run with Ricky are probably Ferry and then Lusk. Possibly LaRocco, but once again, not getting the start he needs. Look at Ricky's already coming the other way. First lap, when you see that, you start thinking, well, in the lap in practice, my lap times weren't even as fast. How am I going to make up that gap if I can't even go his pace? And right away, you start thinking negative. Here he comes for the pass again. Dowd's doing the right thing. Comes in on the inside. He doesn't come in slow. But it looks slow the way Ricky rides around him on the outside. And that's the end of that.
So Ricky Carmichael, your early leader here at Red Bud, as we take another look from the Dunlop Helicam. It's Carmichael, Dowd, Cooper, and Ferry.
From the minds that brought you the Hayabusa and GSXR sport bikes comes the all-new Quad Sport Z400. Is it still showing off if no one's around to see you?
Can I drive? No.
Let me drive.
No way.
Let me drive.
No.
Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection in a wipe. Want to spice up your night? When it's late, think outside the bun.
Yeah, fishy, fishy.
Captain Ahab, dream coach of the great outdoor games.
Hold your rod tip up and loosen your drag. You'll have your green whale jet.
Great Outdoor Games presented by Dodge, July 20th through 23rd.
Speed World's presentation of AMA Motocross is brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Honda, performance first. And by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. And by Thor, where it's all about the riders. Thor, pure motocross. Back to the front of the pack, Ricky Carmichael over the jump. He's your leader. There's John Dowd in second. Tim Ferry comes across next. And then it's Guy Cooper leading Ezra Lusk for the battle for fourth. And here comes Lusk on the inside, and he's going to take that spot away. No, and there goes Cooper right back by on the outside of the big KTM. And then he spins out, and Lusk makes the pass.
So Lusk is probably like, you know what? You old fart, get out of the way. You're messing me up. I'm trying to run with Ferry. And he made the pass, but anytime there's a jump nearby, you know Cooper's going to be fast there. He gets him right back. And speaking of jumps, Davey, look at the air these 250s get over LaRocco's lead. Now, we're pretty far up above the crowd right now, so it doesn't look as high, but roughly 45 feet these guys are at the peak of the flight. And there comes Ricky over it, clears it perfect. And look at the gap he's already opened up.
4.5 stories above Buchanan, Michigan. There you see Dowd make it and Ferry not in their battle for second place. So you've got a privateer in second and a Yamaha factory rider in third. And right now, as we said before, Ferry is second in the standings, but he's already 54 points behind Carmichael, and he almost crashed right there.
Yeah, he had the front end tuck on him right there. That kind of snuck up on him right there, and he's lucky to get away with it. Shouldn't number 15 be ahead of number 16? Isn't that the way it works?
Well, I got to tell you, looking at this track, they have done a fantastic job of preparing it. It looks like a flower bed out there.
It's beautiful. I think that there's a few of these guys probably wishing it was a little bit bumpier. It will be in the second moto, but nice surface to ride on. When I rode here, it was dry and dusty and a lot of rocks. They got most of those rocks covered up with all this loam, but these four-strokes are digging down into that stuff, and if you're following that roost, you get hit with a few rocks.
David, how much has this track changed since you won your 2 nationals here back in the 1980s?
Quite a bit. The soil's completely different.
Hauled in a lot of sand.
Well, yeah, they've hauled in quite a bit of sand, and the layout's different. This section is quite a bit different, but the ski jump, there's nothing quite like coming around that mechanics corner, making the left, and winding up to that ski jump under the bridge, past the crowd, and the earth just drops away from you. That is always a big thrill. 2
4-stroke motorcycles battling for second and third. If you're wondering where Ricky Carmichael is, we'll probably see him at the end of the moto on the top of the box in the winner's circle. This is the battle for second. Dowd and Ferry.
Ferry's trying hard. You can see that he's doing as much as he can to try to create an opportunity, trying to take some different lines. And Dowd, being as experienced as he is, he's been around a while. He knows just where to go and how fast to go to make it tougher on Ferry. He's not blocking him. He's riding well, but you can see Ferry was just inevitable that eventually he was going to get by. He's been able to do it so far this year, and there's no reason to think that he couldn't do it here today, but it took him a little longer. Dowd's getting a little more comfortable up there.
Now Ferry's got a clear track for Carmichael. Here's that pass again.
Well, it was just smart by Ferry to just jump out to the outside, which puts him on the inside going up the hill. And if he could stay in control through that little slicker section there with some rocks, he should be able to make that pass stick.
So Ferry moves up to second. Now down in the pits, Cameron Steele's with Ricky Carmichael's temporary mechanic, Mike Gosler.
Mike Gosler filling in for Chad Watts, who's injured, not able to be here for Ricky Carmichael. Any added pressure working for Ricky Carmichael? I mean, you must feel good right now. He's out to about 11, 12-second lead.
Yeah, right now it feels good, but there is a lot of pressure. I mean, he's, you know, the guy's just phenomenal. The way his series has been going, and to step in at this point, it's some pressure.
How is he to work for? Is it difficult to get his bike set up, or does he just know what he wants and you send him out there and he goes?
Yeah, he's pretty far along with his setup. He knows what he wants. Just real fine-tuned. That's it.
Looking like a moto win possibly for you. I know it's early, but it would be fun, wouldn't it?
That'd be great. It'd be terrific.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Mike Gosler talked about the pressure, and the pressure is this. Ricky Carmichael is on the verge of history. If he can hold on, you can see he's got a big lead already. If he can hold on, he will single-handedly own the record for most 250 national moto wins to start a series. This would be his 11th win, one more than Bob Hanna, and that's That's got to be a tough thing to be thrown into if you're Mike Oakley.
It is, and you know, Ricky's feeling the pressure, Gosler's feeling the pressure, and Lusk just made a beautiful pass right through the mud. He found a spot no one had ridden through. He's like, okay, it's muddy, I don't care, I got to get by this guy and stay with the front runners. It was a little sketchy there, but he made it stick. Here it is again. He comes down the inside. He's looking at it thinking, I don't know if I want to ride through that mud. I don't know how deep it's going to be. And he just decides, the heck with it. He rides through there and sprays down the process and takes over third.
Old cross-country trick. Climb the mud and splash your opponent. Here comes Carmichael off the big ski jump. He is out front and he is in control. Perfect season intact. When we return, the end of the first moto, can Ferry catch Carmichael?
Now the time has come. It's summer. Time to buy a Honda. Because right now you can ride off with any new Honda for $29 a month for the first 6 months. That's any Honda, $29 a month. Just in time for summer. Plus, you can get up to $600 in bonus bucks on select models. Imagine any Honda for $29 a month. See why this summer is red hot at your Honda dealer before time runs out.
Come on, we're going car shopping.
In Dublin, Ohio, home of Wendy's, things are looking up. One reason is Wendy's Super Value Menu. Junior bacon cheeseburgers, drinks, fries, all just 99 cents each. So we have money left for the things we need.
Get a grip.
Wendy's, it's better here.
What do you care? You've got the goodness of Reese's peanut butter and milk chocolate. Get lost in a Reese's.
Warning. This movie is so exhilarating. It can only be seen in IMAX theaters and other large format cinemas.
Now, the ultimate movie with the ultimate thrills is on the ultimate big screen. ESPN's Ultimate X.
This guy's crazy.
Rated PG, now playing at IMAX theaters and large format cinema.
I cannot live another day without air conditioning.
Says tomorrow's gonna be hotter.
Hotter?
Like yesterday.
Yesterday you said you'd call Sears.
I'll call today.
You call now.
I'll call now.
Now's the time to save on Sears installed central air conditioning. Call for a free in-home estimate on an energy-efficient Kenmore or Train system and get 0% financing for 6 months on select Energy Star qualified central cooling systems. So call and save with Sears.
Something extraordinary is happening in America today. Business owners and self-employed people are finding they can get affordable health insurance through the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company. Mega is looking for people just like you. To keep your family healthy, you need a solid insurance company to back you up. You need Mega. Call Mega Life and Health Insurance Company today. They'll tailor a plan that's just right for you. Let Mega back you up.
Investing in your education is investing in your future, so why wait any longer? You can finish your bachelor's degree in only 2 nights a week or earn your MBA by attending classes every other weekend. Register now. Registration is going on now at Shenandoah University's Northern Virginia campus. Call 1-877-680-8971 or visit us on the web at www.su.edu/nvcampus. Shenandoah University, adding value through business education.
Welcome to Rocky Gap Lodge and Golf Resort, home to Maryland's only Jack Nicklaus signature golf course. This classic Nicklaus design presents a challenge for golfers of all levels. In addition, we offer something for everyone with over 30 outdoor activities. Come to Maryland's premier resort destination. Rocky Gap Lodge and Golf Resort, only a 2-hour drive, but worlds apart.
Sebastian Tortelli. Of course, Tortelli, a terrible start. He's had to work his way up through the pack. But David Ramsey has been on the sidelines for a while.
Well, it's impressive to see what he's done. I mean, LaRocco was out for a long time, got the same deal. Came back and was running second in his first moto at Southwick. He wasn't able to finish the day, but he came right back to second overall at Budds Creek. Lewis battled LaRocco for the second place finish in the second moto at Budds Creek, so he's on a roll. Tortelli's got the speed, and Ramsey's pulling away from him.
As you can see from the Dunlop Helicam, a lot of lines forming on the track as you see Tortelli trying to go inside out on Lewis. but he can make it happen. Now they come into the back part of the track. This is what Cameron Steele called the pit.
This is all the sandy S-turns leading up to LaRocco's leap. A little bit one line through there, but we've seen passes. Carmichael could figure out a way around, and we already saw Lusk make a pass right there.
Now Ramsey coming down into the approach to LaRocco's lead. He shouldn't have any problem jumping out of the inside on that big CRF 450R. And now Lewis has his hands full. He's on the same bike. Tortelli's on the CR 250, and they both get over the big jump cleanly.
See Tortelli rather tapping that rear brake in the air. He had to change his line a little bit just to avoid the roost of Lewis on the approach. Got the front end way high just to make sure he got up over it, tapped the rear brake, leveled it out. He's trying to just take different lines right now, not necessarily lines that he would want to take to create a pass, but just to stay out of the roost and all the rocks right there from Lewis.
Lewis has been a stubborn rider all year long for the factory guys to get around. In fact, right now he's going faster than most of the factory guys out there.
This was Nathan Ramsey trying to make a pass on him earlier. It wasn't easy. He came down the big ski jump, tucked it into the inside, still got over the double enough and got around him into 5th place. But like you said, Davey, that Kyle Lewis is running on a different level of confidence, and he just isn't worried about a guy like Tortelli being behind him anymore.
What about Tortelli? A lot of the talk in the pits is he uses an outside line to go around Lewis right there. A lot of the talk is that he's going to switch teams next year. If you're Sebastian Tortelli, do you ride for Suzuki or do you ride for Honda?
Well, if I had a choice, I'd stay with the Yankees. I mean, Honda's been unbelievable. They're back on top. They're winning things again. And you got Ricky Carmichael over there that's very successful, leaving all the clues you need to be able to win races and championships. I'd stay put.
This is where Tortelli went around. Last year, he passed Ricky Carmichael in that exact same corner in that epic first moto battle that they had, only to run out of gas at the end of the moto.
It was beautiful, too, the way he went around that corner. Maybe the only way he could lay it over that far was to keep his foot clear up out of the way off the ground. And it takes strength and technique to make a pass like that.
And the only way he's going to make a repeat pass like that on Ricky Carmichael in his first moto is if he cuts half the track. Carmichael is so far out in front right now.
And you know what I've noticed about his style? Besides the fact that he's going so fast, he has actually gotten to look a little bit smoother, a little bit cooler out there than he used to. It used to just be speed, and it wasn't necessarily pretty. But now, the way he goes around the track as fast as he does, it's starting to look a little bit better all the time. He's got so much strength and confidence. He just throws that bike into whatever position he wants, angles the back end out over this thing. He's been upside down a couple of times, and it's starting to look fun to watch him ride. I used to say the opposite. Ricky has really improved this season.
Now we're watching Mike LaRocco as he tries to put the pressure on Kyle Lewis. Right on the inside, he's going to make that pass every time. LaRocco still trying to get back from that wrist injury he suffered at the Minneapolis Supercross. Bad starts, though, keep hindering him.
And that's what LaRocco does the best right there, as he tucks around the inside. Lewis, something doesn't look quite right with him. And maybe something's not quite right with the bike, or he's getting a little tired, or who knows what, but he's not riding like he ought to be riding, and that was an easy pass for LaRocco.
Back to the Dunlop Helicam. The riders are getting ready to go into that long corner. Actually, it's a bank corner, a hairpin, and then they got a long run to LaRocco's leap. And this is what it looks like from the clouds. LaRocco up and over it. He's able to pass Robbie Raynard as he climbs up through the pack.
Easy pass on Raynard as well. So LaRocco not really having to work too tough to get around all the riders in the back, but I'll tell you what, getting around this guy would be a whole different story. But first, you got to get close.
Carmichael about a half a lap away from history. He is about to break Bob Hanna's all-time record for most 250 moto wins to start a series.
Take a look at Tortelli working on John Dowd right here. Putting the pressure on, trying to let Dowd know he's there. Tucks it into the inside, and just like Bud's Creek, more mistakes. There goes Ramsey around him. And that shot we had a moment ago, Ricky coming up into the new section, the big sweeper in the back, just laying the bike over, riding a wheelie all the way up the hill, finding the edge of the racetrack right there. He's been putting on a good show over that jump for the fans. Just, you know, I saw the same thing from Michigan's Jeff Stanton. Early in his career, he was fast, but, you know, it wasn't really that fun to watch. But as he kept winning races and championships, he got a lot more style in his riding. And Ricky is doing the same thing right now, and he's still going.
Just 2 turns away from another mark in the history book. Ricky Carmichael around the corner acknowledges the fans, and there it is, the checkered flag. 11 moto wins in a row. Carmichael, the new all-time winningest rider to start a 250 National Series. A little ways back, this is Tim Ferry. He will cruise home in second on the YZ426 Yamaha, and finishing a distant third at this point. That is going to be Ezra Lusk. When we come back, we'll have our winners.
The biggest names in motocross and off-road racing have an even bigger name under them, Suzuki. Do you want to be the next big name? Get on a Suzuki RM or DRZ today.
Le peloton entre dans la ville, ils ne sont plus très loin de la ligne d'arrivée. 2 grands champions bornés, Stifel se battent l'un contre l'autre. Ils sont en tête, mais qui va gagner? Bornés, Stifel, Bornés, c'est très indécis. Ah, ça y est, la ligne d'arrivée est en vue. Ils sont là à côté de l'eau. Je n'ai jamais vu une course aussi excitante. Gordon! Mais c'est Jeff Gordon! Jeff Gordon dans sa Chevrolet!
Chevy Monte Carlo. Wherever there's a winner's circle, we'll be there.
Without me, you're nothing.
One captain.
Without you, I am nothing.
One mission.
Captain, they fired a torpedo! Report! We got a leak!
We could have an explosion. We can't fix it. Nuclear war.
One man's courage is the only hope we have.
The mission's over. I'll tell you when the mission is over.
Harrison Ford.
We will not fail.
Liam Neeson.
Service the boat!
K-19. Rated PG-13. This Friday, everywhere.
He's halfway to the slam. Now Tiger looks to tackle the links of Muirfield and make history all over again. The British Open. Telecast presented by MasterCard. Live first round coverage begins 8 a.m. Thursday on ESPN. ESPN's The Season brings you sports from a different angle.
You're killing us!
This week, they brought the ultimate prize to the Arizona desert. But can the Snakes hold their ground? The Season, Arizona Diamondbacks, 8 p.m. Tuesday. Part of the block on ESPN.
Through the first 5 rounds of the 1994 season, Kawasaki teammates Mike Kudrowski and Mike LaRocco had won every moto. But it appeared that string would be broken at round 6 at Red Bud, Michigan, when Michael Craig took the early lead in Moto 1 and opened a sizable lead. But near the halfway mark, both Kudrowski and LaRocco went past him. It was another battle between the 2 teammates, only this time a little ugliness was thrown in.
Oh, here he comes. He's up alongside. Oh, and they make contact, and Kudrowski goes down.
As Kudrowski led on the last lap, the 2 Mikes collided, and the MX Kid got the worst of it. After crossing the finish line as a disappointed runner-up, Kudrowski launched his bike into the side of LaRocco's. When the dust finally settled, LaRocco was fined $400 for the controversial pass, while Kudrowski was hit with a $1,000 fine for unsportsmanlike conduct. Moto 2 saw Kudrowski grab the hole shot only to crash while leading. Michigan's own Brian Swing took over with LaRocco a close second. But with the moto drawing to a close, LaRocco grabbed too much brake, slid out, and effectively handed the win to his bitter rival and teammate, Mike Kudrowski.
Mike Kudrowski takes the checkered flag.
The day ended on a different note altogether. 6-time national champion Jeff Stanton, the leader of the Michigan Mafia of motocross, announced his retirement from racing, effective at the end of that season. And flash forward to this afternoon when Jeff Stanton was named to the Red Bud Hall of Fame, joining 5-time national winner Jeff Emig and the late Doug DeMocas. Now let's go down that winner's circle where Cameron has Ricky Carmichael.
Ricky Carmichael, complete domination once again. Another race, another record, topping Bob Hanna. Most moto wins in a row, 11. Unbelievable, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Cameron. I'll tell you, the Honda's working awesome. The tires, Dunlop was working good out there today. My bike is excellent, and I can't say enough for this Honda, man. It's running good, and dedicate this one to my mechanic, Chad. He's out of commission this weekend, and I know he's a nervous wreck at home, but I felt good out there, really good.
I think your stand-in mechanic, Gosler, was a little nervous wreck maybe himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's got You know, a lot on his plate, you know. I feel for him, you know. It's probably tough for him to come in there when me and Chad have such a strong relationship, but things are going good, and got to try to win another one, man. Everything's going really well.
You came in here, you said it was fun. I want to hear about it a little bit, but at least you could break a little bit of a sweat for these guys. I mean, you don't really even look like you worked that hard.
I got a good start, you know. Start's everything. These guys are riding really good, and the track is awesome here today, and I feel great out there, you know. Everything is good, and, man, I'm stoked. Got to do it one more time, though.
Right on. Congratulations, and we'll see you in Moto 2.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Well, David, how would he know how hard everyone's riding?
Because he's riding so hard, they got to be riding pretty hard to keep up. And it is amazing to look at the fact that he just rode a moto and he's not even really looking that tired or sweaty.
We should send our best wishes out to Chad Watts back at home with that knee injury. Taking a look at the results, Ricky Carmichael, of course, on top. And all the way back in 14th was Kyle Lewis. So, David, you were right. Lewis definitely having some problems on the Moto XXX Honda. So as we wait for the second moto, now would be a good time to take a look behind the scenes at Red Bud with this week's Racer X Pit Pass. Taking a look back at the pass that Tim Ferry made on John Dowd, this was good for second place in the moto. And right now, Tim's with Cameron.
Timmy's setting second in the series and second in Moto #1. I mean, it's a good finish, but it's not exactly what you're looking for, is it?
No, you know, I'm looking for, you know, for a win, and you know, Ricky's riding good right now. He's getting good starts, and that wasn't a bad start for me. I got a pretty decent start, like top 5, and that's a start for me. And I just want to get this, this Yamaha 4-stroke up front and try to get in front of the number 4 bike.
Taking a look at some upcoming races on the AMA Chevy Trucks U.S. National Tour. For more information, log on to www.usmotocross.com. Earlier in the day, a lot of people were surprised to see the latest creation from Chevrolet pull into the pits. This is the Oakley concept truck. It's a lot like the Fox Racing truck they built last year, only this time it's got the big Oakley icon. Here's Anthony Paggio.
Oakley and Chevy got together to form a strategic marketing alliance with to get about 4 trucks and build them all up in the Oakley way, and try to create some vibe out there for Chevy and for Oakley as well, and to show some of the unconventional thinking Oakley has, not just with eyewear and apparel and footwear and accessories, but there are other features they can do as well. This truck is the HT 1500 Silverado from Chevy. They did like the back bed to it and customized it for motocross. It's got Kia lighting with exciting lighting. It's got Fox suspension on it with Fabtech suspension and MagnaFlow exhaust, and the whole interior is customized with a GPS system, leather seats with embroidered icons on it.
When we come back, the second moto from Red Bud.
There's never been any doubt as to which bikes dominate the sport of Supercross. Honda's CR125R and CR250R. Ricky Carmichael, 250 Supercross champion. Travis Preston, 125 West Supercross champion. For Honda, that's 21 AMA Supercross titles. Champions ride red.
This is Silverado Heavy Duty, with the most towing capacity of any heavy-duty pickup. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck. From Chevy.
Ever wonder what's in Red Lobster's bottomless bucket of crab?
a whole lot more than you thought. Red Lobster's Bottomless Bucket of Crab. A celebration of all the hot, steamy snow crab legs you can eat. The Bottomless Bucket of Crab, now at Red Lobster.
Fans should not be subject to the business of sports.
Texans are going to win a Super Bowl in 3 years.
There's a strike. I'm done with baseball.
Red Storm? What's up with that name?
I'll miss Dennis Miller. The snowboarders in Salt Lake City were sellouts.
Homosexuals in professional sports should come out of the closet.
Bratwurst in Miller Park.
Pay college athletes.
Greatest American sport, hands down, is Little League.
As long as the coach wins the game, I don't give a damn what's on his resume.
It's insulting and a crime that Tony Dungy was fired.
Well, the fans are out, and they are cooking out at Red Bud, another motocross classic. Now, let's go to this week's Honda Tech Tip.
I'm Eric Keogh with Team Honda. This week's Honda Tech Tip, we've got Ron Wood to show us how to safety wire the grips onto the bars. After we install the grip with some glue, Ron will add some safety wire, 3 rows evenly spaced on the grip. This keeps the grip from twisting. And after he installs the wire and cuts it to the right length, he'll bend it under so the sharp edge of the wire doesn't dig into the rider's finger. That's this week's Honda Tech Tip.
Taking a look at our Suzuki starting lineup for the second moto: Carmichael, Ferry, Tortelli, Lusk, Lewis, Dowd, Villeman, Raynard, and Sean Hamlin lead the front end of the pack. And a little further back, you see Steve Lamson and Guy Cooper, a pair of former 125 national champions. Rounding out the field is the Privateers, the real backbone of the sport of motocross. Now, the card is getting ready to go sideways, and the second moto is getting ready to go off here at Red Bud Track and Trail. The bikes are revving up. We will see if John Dowd can repeat as our whole shot winner. And here they come, Carmichael and Tortelli straight at the camera. And it's going to be Dowd once again. John Dowd and Carmichael almost push him out in the hay bales. And Ricky Carmichael right back out front, right where he ended the first moto.
Look at that, 4-stroke, 4-stroke, 4-stroke. He's surrounded by 4 strokes. Hamlin a good start right there in 4th or 5th. But Ricky, just unbelievable off the gate. And I talked about it in the first motor. It doesn't weigh very much. If you got 20 less pounds to carry around out there, you can get that thing to hook up.
John Dowd in 2nd. Nathan Ramsey is 3rd. Sean Hamlin is up to 4th. And that looked like Guy Cooper, who was in 5th.
Let me rephrase it. I talk about hooked up. Well, of course, if you're lighter, you're going to spin a little bit more in the cement. I'm talking about he's got the explosion. When he comes out of a corner with 20 less pounds, or maybe 30 compared to a guy like LaRocco, he just blasts out of there. You can see Ricky on the right, kind of leaning into Dowd, letting him know, hey, I'm going to race you for it. He stays on the inside. Dowd has nowhere to go, and he takes over the lead.
Feet on the pegs, wide open, classic Ricky Carmichael. Now, this is the battle for 2nd. That's Dowd, and here comes Team Honda's Nathan Ramsey behind him, trying an outside line up on top of the hill. Got a little too far outside that time.
Yeah, Dowd pushed him out there, and he thought, well, I'll run with it, see what happens. And it didn't turn out any good, but he's still right back in there. He's still in striking distance, but they're losing time to Ricky. That's one of the few mistakes, but he corrects very quickly, gets right back to the line, and somewhere during this lap, mark my words, he will make up for that mistake in time, and his lap time will not reflect it.
Look at that. He's halfway through the first lap, and he has already got a football field-sized lead on these guys.
And you know, Davey, this makes me think that, I mean, the crowd probably, when he gets the whole shot, is just like, oh, there goes Nathan.
Ramsey in a 2nd. Ramsey in his first real appearance in the 250 National Series, and then he punts it right off the right over the side of the berm.
Well, he had his chance. Jumps out pretty close to the edge of the racetrack right there, too. Hamlin staying in tow with these guys, and Ramsey is just fighting him for it. It looks like he's going to have the inside there.
That time, the same corner that Ezra Lusk was able to pass John Dowd, and he gave him a little brake check there. Ramsey in the 2nd, Dowd 3rd, Hamlin is 4th, and now Ezra Lusk is up into 5th.
I don't know if Ramsey entirely meant that. He kind of got into that corner a little hot, and he needed to take a little time to sort himself out.
And there goes Hamlin, the sole Suzuki factory rider in the 250 class, and Dowd takes the high line over him, but he couldn't clear the triple, and Dowd comes down hard.
That is a really hard landing, and there's a few guys breaking wheels yesterday landing like that. Now watch Ricky. He gets into this corner, gets on the gas a little bit too soon. The back wheel goes over the berm, but I've talked about his balance before being just phenomenal, and right there was a good example of not letting that thing tip over on him. Ramsey getting into this berm, got in there a little hot, couldn't stay in there, drifts over it, and Dowd sort of knew. He pushed him into that corner hard, hoping for a mistake like that, and he got it. But eventually it was Ramsey going, you know what, I gotta have second place. I'm tired of eating this roost. Went all the way around the outside, had the inside into the next corner, but like I said, I think he needed to take his time right there to get sorted out. He didn't really mean to force Dowd to almost go down like that, but it worked out pretty good. He got some space after that.
Then here's where John Dowd came up short. Watch this, David.
Well, Hamlin on the 250 was like, no way I'm going to have the power. Dowd went for it anyway, and that's like landing off a 4-story building with a little bit of suspension. Not nearly enough to absorb that impact.
And there's the namesake of LaRocco's leap. He's up in the 5th, a much better start for Mike LaRocco. He is riding on the factory connection Honda CRF 450R. And congratulations to LaRocco, Ferry, and Ricky Carmichael. Before the second moto, they were announced as the 2002 version of Team USA, which competed the Motocross des Nations, coming up in September in San Jacinto, California.
Good team. You know, I mean, look at Hamlin. Nice. So the outside doesn't work around that corner. Ramsey already tried that. Hamlin had him dialed in on the inside. During the break, I saw Hamlin ride at Mammoth Mountain. He went up there just to put in some laps and to stay pretty sharp. Couldn't beat McGrath out there, but he rode hard, got in some good training, and he should be really prepared for today.
Oh, that time Mike LaRocco was the one who came up short on the infield triple there. Came down hard, but looks like he's okay keeping the pace up. LaRocco, your 5th place rider, a much better start than he had in the second moto, but still not where he needs to be if he wants to race with Ricky Carmichael.
No, and you know, and I started to talk about this. When I race, as soon as somebody started to dominate, here comes LaRocco now to get around John Dowd. As soon as somebody started to dominate, the rest of the guys stepped up. I mean, even at Team Honda, there was always like 4 or 5 guys in that team, it seemed like, in the 80s. And if Hannah started to dominate, the rest of us raised our level. Nobody is raising their level here to run with Carmichael.
I see you're checking out our new Quad Runner Ozark 250. Yeah, it's Suzuki's latest sport utility ATV. This baby's got it all. More suspension travel than the Yamaha Bear Tracker, more ground clearance than a Honda Recon, bigger engine than Kawasaki Bayou 250. Oh, I can't go wrong with the Ozark 250. How about the test ride? Okay.
Introducing the Quad Runner Ozark. The first sport utility 250 ATV from Suzuki. First on 4 wheels.
Okay, I'm ready.
The new Mountain Dew Blue Shock Slurpee, only at 7-Eleven.
Want to spice up your night? When it's late, think outside the bun.
Here, fishy, fishy. Here, fishy, fishy.
Captain Ahab, dream coach of the great outdoor games.
You might want to try it.
Silence, knave. There's not a ship I can't captain. Nah, I'd go with the chartreuse spinnerbait. The green whale head's yours. She's turning to ram us.
See what it takes to be a champion. Great outdoor games presented by Dodge. July 20th through 23rd on ESPN.
Investing in your education is investing in your future, so why wait any longer? You can finish your bachelor's degree in only 2 nights a week or earn your MBA by attending classes every other weekend. Register now. Registration is going on now at Shenandoah University's Northern Virginia campus. Call 1-877-680-8971 or visit us on the web at www.su.edu/NVcampus. Shenandoah University, adding value through business education.
Welcome to Rocky Gap Lodge and Golf Resort, home to Maryland's only Jack Nicklaus signature golf course. This classic Nicklaus design presents a challenge for golfers of all levels. In addition, we offer something for everyone with over 30 outdoor activities. Come to Maryland's premier resort destination. Rocky Gap Lodge and Golf Resort, only a 2-hour drive, but worlds apart.
motocross fans all over the world, Roger Decoster is known simply as the man. Coming from the motocross-rich nation of Belgium, Decoster worked his way up through the sport, winning a record 5 500cc World Motocross Championships. Ever an ambassador for the sport, Decoster always made time to race in America, which was only a rising motocross power back in the 1970s. He won the Trans-AMA title here 4 times, and in the process fell in love with this country. When his career ended in 1980, Decoster moved to the States, bringing along his vast motocross knowledge and racing wisdom. His impact on U.S. motocross has been immeasurable. In 1981, Roger led an unheralded quartet of American Honda riders to victory in the Motocross of the Nations, a success still regarded by many as the single greatest upset in motocross history. Under the guidance of Decoster, Team USA went on to set a record for consecutive wins at the annual Team Championships, breaking the record Roger had helped set himself as a member of Team Belgium. As a manager here in the U.S., Decoster has led both Honda and Suzuki to numerous titles. Today, Decoster and his wife Karina and their son Mika live in Costa de Caza, California. Of course, he is still the man. Back at Red Bud, we're looking at one of Decoster's riders. That is Sean Hamlin, and he has got Mike LaRocco behind him, not the guy he went chasing at Red Bud. And just like that, he goes by. And look, Hamlin's going to give it right back.
Well, Hamlin was set up for the square-off move to get over the double. He looked over, but LaRocco on that powerful bike was able to still get over it from the inside.
LaRocco's probably been passing guys off that jump since the early 1980s, back to the rusty Ott days.
Yeah, he knows this track pretty well. It was like I knew Lake Sugar Tree. Even though they changed it a little bit for nationals and local races, I was still familiar with the dirt. You could just look at a section of dirt and go, that's a slick spot. And know how the thing was going to build up, how to set the suspension, tire pressure, the whole deal. LaRocco's got it pretty figured out here.
Hamlin riding in 5th place right now. Took his hand off the bar right there. Not sure what that is about. Sean was able to finish 12th in the first moto. Now we're back up to the front of the pack, Carmichael. The guy makes Kona Terrell look cool.
Yeah, he's making everything look cool. And I encourage everyone, when you watch him now, look at the difference of Ricky, say at the end of last year, during last year's Nationals, and even early this year in Supercross, when he was just all over the place and squirrely, and the only thing that was really impressive about what he was doing was the fact that he was doing it fast. Now it's starting to look cool, a lot like Stewart, makes it look in the 125.
We mentioned Jeff Stanton joined the Red Bud Hall of Fame earlier. Cameron Steele caught up with him about his new on.
Well, I'm down here in the pits with 6-time champion Jeff Stanton. Jeff, inducted into the Red Bud Hall of Fame today. Pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it is. You know, I got great history here. I started racing here when I was 4 or 5 years old, so to be inducted some 30 years later now, I just turned 34, so yeah, Red Bud's been great to me. The people have been great here, and the Richies have done an outstanding job, so it's a neat deal they've put together.
Right on. Well, you're a dominant rider of your time. You're watching Ricky Carmichael now. Do you find any comparisons between the two of you?
I always hear that. You know, you like to put the best of each year. You know, I had my time. It's time to move it on out. Ricky's in his prime. You know, there's always somebody new coming up.
Right on. Well, I can only imagine what would happen if you came out here. Guy Cooper's back out. Some other guys back out. How do you think you'd fare in the 250s?
I see the field today, and I sometimes wonder that. It's hard to say. You know, I still ride a lot. I train every day. I ride 2 or 3 days a week, so I can do all right, but I'm smart enough to know to stay away. You know, I had my day. I got nothing to come back here and prove to anybody.
Well, David, I think he was being modest. I could see Jeff Stanton the way some of these guys are riding right now, single digits easily.
Yeah, probably. But, you know, I mean, I like what Jeff is saying. I mean, it's realistic. He's going, he had his moments, and man, did he. He had some great battles with Jeff Ward and even with Johnson. I wish I would have got to battle with him. He was just coming on when I was wrapped up my 500 title in '86. That was his first national. And I get to say I beat him, but it doesn't really amount to much. It's all relative. I talked to him once about it. I said, you know, what about the way these guys go through the whoops now and you know, a few different things. And he goes, David, man, if you were riding these bikes the way they are now and the way you rode, it's all relative. You'd be up there if you wanted it.
Ricky Carmichael going over LaRocco's leap. He only doubled that time. Now let's give you an idea of just how big this leap is and what it looks like when you jump it compared to you don't. This is what the 125s do. They can't get the power coming up over the hill. But check this out. This is what a 250 rider looks like superimposed over the 125 guys.
Anyway, we're above the crowd taking a look at that. You can see the crowd looking up at these guys flying by. That's a popular spot. It's about 15 deep right there. You got to wait a while to get up next to the fence.
The biggest jump on the AMA National Motocross Circuit. Now you're watching LaRocco putting pressure on Lusk. This is the battle for third. Ramsey is second. Carmichael, of course, is your leader. And down the inside, here comes LaRocco. And Lusk is able to get over and shut the door.
You can see Mike thinking. He's always going, okay, let me try to get over here to the inside, to the outside, set myself up. Lusk is doing a good job of covering it, but it's just survival. LaRocco finally knows that, okay, this is going to be a better line getting to that corner. There's no way Lusk can hit those huge braking bumps and match my pace into this berm, and it paid off.
So LaRocco goes into third. You see the Red Bud faithful starting to cheer him on. Now the question is, can he catch up? Whoa, and that is Sebastian Tortelli down in the whoops. Tortelli, his rotten day here at Red Bud just continues. This track doesn't like him. He won here in 2000, but it's been bad ever since. Our running order, Carmichael, Ramsey, and LaRocco when we return.
Cool to the core.
We call it Slugfest for a reason. MLB Slugfest 2003 rated everyone who said baseball isn't a contact sport.
Come on, we're going car shopping.
In Dublin, Ohio, home of Wendy's, things are looking up. One reason is Wendy's Super Value Menu. Junior bacon cheeseburgers, drinks, fries, all just 99 cents each. So we have money left for the things we need.
Get a grip.
Wendy's, it's better here.
Oh, you know that stuff I always seal in the cracks of my house with the other day?
Yeah, great stuff. You told me.
Yeah, so it lasts for years.
No kidding.
It's awesome. It's easy to use. You can seal up the whole house without even breaking a sweat. And oh man, does it ever save on the heating and AC bills. Whew. Ah, there she is.
Oh, you're actually gonna fish today?
Great stuff. It's great.
Oh, yeah. What's with this guy?
Hey, Lotso Lake, buddy.
Maybe he'd like to hear about the cracks in your house.
He's halfway to the slam. Now Tiger looks to tackle the links of Muirfield and make history all over again. The British Open. Telecast presented by MasterCard. Live first round coverage begins 8 a.m. Thursday on ESPN.
Speed World's presentation of AMA Motocross is brought to you by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Honda, performance first. And by Thor, where it's all about the riders. Thor, pure motocross. Back to the closing stages of the second 250 moto here at Red Bud Track and Trail. Ricky Carmichael getting ready to lap. That's Jason Thomas, a privateer. Carmichael in complete control all afternoon long. David Bailey, you have to go back to Southwick to have a guy lead him across the scores. And that was Doug Henry.
Pretty impressive for Doug Henry, but it didn't last long. And before that, maybe Hangtown. But he still won in the mud. I mean, he's proven himself everywhere. He's going to be a great leader for this year's Motocross Nations team. He'll probably stay on the 250, I would imagine, and that's going to be good enough. I don't care what the Europeans bring and how sandy it is. Carmichael will be amazing there. He's proven that he can get great starts against the four strokes here. And, you know, with the rules changing this year where you can ride whatever you bring, you know, it doesn't make sense to have James Stewart on the team on a 125. And even if there's some people going, yeah, but he should be on the team. Well, he's 16. He's going to get plenty of chances to be on that team.
Well, speaking of James Stewart on the 125, let's do a little bench racing. Remember last year, Ricky dropped down to the last 125 National. A lot of people said to help out Mike Brown, but Ricky said he wanted to get Mark Barnett's record. What if he does it this year? What if Ricky drops down and rides it still sitting in the 125 class? Does Stewart have a chance? Does Chad Reed have a chance?
I think Stewart's the only guy that has a chance. Look at Carmichael. He went by just a moment ago and roosted Jeff Stanton. Looked back. I mean, he's having fun right here. He's killing everybody. Can you imagine what he's going to look like on a 125? I think he's going to be ridiculous. But here's the thing. Yeah, that would be great to see. He can whip a 125 even farther than that. But Stewart will be better by Delmont. But
Carmichael's not going to be slower.
Does it make sense for him to switch and wreck a perfect season?
And he might have it going at that point, because right now it's 12 in a row. Ricky Carmichael takes the checkered flag. He's got the 250 record, and now he is within 2 motos of the all-time record. You have to go all the way back to 1982 when Mark Barnett reeled off 14 straight national moto wins. Carmichael, your winner. Nathan Ramsey comes off the sidelines, a solid second place. Mike LaRocco finishes third. A little ways further back, you see Tim Ferry, who suffered a fall. He finishes 6th. Now, let's go down the winner's circle where Cameron Steele has, well, guess who?
Well, no surprise to anybody. We're up here on the podium with the 1-1 winner overall, Ricky Carmichael. Ricky, would it surprise you if I told you before the moto that I picked you to win this moto?
I don't know. Anything can happen. Don't be so sure. But the Honda was awesome today. It was working excellent. Dunlop tires were hooking up off the gate. You know, the dirt start, it's awesome. And I'll tell you, Cameron, man, I'm just having a good season right now.
You're definitely having a good season now. All year we've been kind of speculating who can do battle with Ricky Carmichael. Even yourself, you've been saying Sebastian Tortelli. Today it's your other teammate, Nate Ramsey. But it really doesn't seem like anybody's holding the candle to you. I heard 35 seconds with the lap to go. That was the lead you had. That's utter dominance, my friend.
That's pretty good, you know. I got a hole shot. That makes it a little easier. And the other guys were behind me, and, you know, I gapped them right off the bat and just put in some hard laps, try to get my lap times down, and here we are. It's a done deal and another one in the record books.
Right on. Continue with the records. You said earlier you want to catch McGrath's overall record. It doesn't look like it's going to take you long to do that at this rate.
I don't know. You know, anything can happen. But if I keep working at the pace I'm doing now, I think I'm right on track. And, you know, Honda's backing me 110%, and hopefully that combination will carry us to the front.
Well, I think it has been. Hey, guys, that's going to do it from here on the podium. Another dominating victory for Ricky Carmichael. A lot of fun. I can't wait for Troy, Ohio.
Well, that is Ricky Carmichael's 74th career win. He is within 15 of Jeremy McGrath. Let's go back to Cameron. He's with Tim Ferry.
Tim, a great first moto. Problems in the second moto. What happened?
I just didn't get a good start, and then I got caught up in a pileup. There was a one-line turn, and somebody fell, and everybody's kind of just piled up. And then I got going, caught up maybe halfway through the pack, and then I fell over and went back about last again, probably 35th, and ended up charging back. I got, you know, getting 6th. I got Hamlin with a couple laps to go, but a little disappointed. You know, I wanted to at least try to get to the podium, but you know, I tied for 3rd with Ezra, and I gained points on Tortelli, so that's good.
Taking a look at our standings, Ricky Carmichael, 300 points. That is a perfect score. Tim Ferry, 67 behind. Then Ezra Lusk, 86 behind. Sebastian Tortelli, the guy a lot of people thought would challenge for the title, he is 102 points behind Carmichael. Well, for David Bailey and Cameron Steele, I'm Davey Coombs saying so long, everyone, from Red Bud Track and Trail. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.
Out my season of doubt, and will the world be singing about my ill jam? Will they know who I am? But regardless, I scar this cause I'm living for one, cause when it's done.
Diego Chicken, I was a This Week in Baseball fan, big fan.
We're out of time. I'm Michelle Tafoya.
And I'm Max Kellerman, and I don't dance. You know, that's it.
That's a good.
TV, CE, and EB make it look easy in Laguna. Troy is named by Repeat Ricky. You can say the same for Stewart. Ian Clark is a solitary man with a point to prove. We'll have his story, plus highlights, sound, and oh, so much more on the Fast Track. Next on Motor World. More than 100,000 strong came out to Laguna Seca Raceway for the annual World Superbike race, making this past weekend easily the biggest motorcycle event held in the United States. Hello again, everybody. I'm Dave Reef, welcoming you to the latest edition of Motor World. Coming into the U.S. round